Hello, everyone. Good morning. Welcome to Tuesday live trading session. And today we're going to deep dive into Ethereum, Bitcoin, potential setups that we might see. And also maybe we'll go through some altcoins. I also want to pinpoint some macro about Bitcoin, ETH. And in the same time, I want to highlight the fact that like what I'm expecting on the upcoming period on on Bitcoin mainly. I mean, mainly the fact that I really, I'm really expecting like a really low volatility period where nothing will happen and where most people will get chopped. Yeah. So let's get into the analysis and the levels that I'm expecting to trade. Giving one more minute for everyone to hop up, and then we can start the live. Yeah, I saw that Filecoin dump last night. This is one of the main reasons why I said to cut the long setup about 1 week ago on 12th of August. I think I told, I notified that I'm not taking the long anymore because it's not looking good. It's not holding the area. Yeah, and I just closed the trade at break even here. So seems like it was the good decision to close the setup there. As you can see, it didn't follow it up, and I avoided taking the stop loss. Yeah, I had the entry at the W neckline, was a clear setup, a potential 3-tap here with the stop loss at the lows with clear invalidation. Was about 3R, a 3R trade, which is not bad. Not bad at all if you have it from time to time. But I did saw that we are just forming lower lows and we have a trend line rejection, and I wanted to close it. So we are out of that one. Ethereum Fi, I'm looking for a short. But first, let's start off with Bitcoin and explain what I want to trade, what I want to see. I think everyone who wanted to join had enough time until now. And I think we can start the live stream. Good morning, good morning. All right, so I don't know, the macro didn't change at all, so I don't know if I should go once again on the 12 months analysis, if it makes sense. But the overview is the same. We are inside the yearly fair value gap. The price is just looking for the demand area inside the 12 months FEG. If we go on the 4 months, we can see that we have a swing failure of the previous quarter low here. Yeah, all right. And we are sitting below the previous all-time high, which would react as supply area. Yeah, basic stuff. Why I'm doing this all the time? Because I want to showcase the right way to do your homeworks, analysis, and so on. You can put a VWAP at the bottom here, an anchored VWAP. What the heck is going on? Why you don't want? Or at the top, let's check it. But I see it doesn't want to put it there. Yeah, whatever. It's not mandatory. I'll be looking for the fair value gaps. For example, here I do have a quarterly fair value gap for months at 49,000. And I have another one here at 38,000. Which my rough estimation is that 39.8 will be retested somewhere around here. We have a big demand formed in this area. This is why I do believe that will be the main area where market will look for a bottom and will form a bottom. Yeah, exactly like we had here. Here we had the highs forming the bottom. But in this case, I'm not expecting that this area will actually form the demand based on how this 4 months candle is looking. And we have 13 more days until the quarterly close. Let's go on 1 month. And also, this is a great example on why I'm expecting lower. We have a monthly FEG formed here. This means that indeed Bitcoin can pump into 67,000 area around here. Tap the monthly FEG and then continue lower. Yeah, something like this. All right. Water is here, coffee is here. Let's get it. So that would be the main high time frame scenario, which I'm looking forward to. Indeed, we sit inside the 2024 range, which I highlighted already for months now. And this candle displaced all the demand which previously formed here at 67,000 area, which now will be met with resistance. Pretty basic stuff, right? Because we formed a big monthly displacement. It means that the next time it will be retested, a lot of orders will seek to exit out at break even. A lot of trapped money will look to get out from their position, and that puts a lot of selling pressure on the price action. All right, weekly time frame. Not too much. It's a range. It's a clear range. Yeah, here, if I get a potential AMD here into the highs, I think it's a good opportunity for a short, for a swing short, like going full 1%, 1% risk. Can I put an anchor view app or volume profile? No. I don't know what the heck is going with trading view. Whatever. I want to ask you, everything is fine, guys? Like the sound and so on. I want to make sure that you can hear me. Yeah, okay. It's the ticker. Because I'm doing it on US dollar. Yeah, whatever. I don't need the indicators. Good point there. Good point. Good point. I don't need the indicators, whatever. So this is my main thesis and the main scenario for a short. Pump towards this area. I'm looking for big time shorts. Like we had here, if we wait for a trend line breakdown, I think it will be a little bit too late, meaning that we'll not be able to catch a nice top. That's why I'm aiming towards this area. If we get also a fib, maybe 38.2, let's check it out, 0.6, 0.5, 38.2. Yeah, that's the area. Exactly. 69,000 now, it's big resistance because previously it was demand here. You can see actually we try to hold the previous all-time high. We had resistance, support, again resistance, and here again resistance. So basically, if you isolate the previous all-time high, and look at the pivot low, which created that internal all-time high, you can see we are actually trading inside the previous all-time high range. And if we think exactly in the same manner, the pivot low, which created that specific all-time high, you will observe the fact that there is quite a good probability that we retest this pivot low, which created the new all-time high. All right. Let me know if you follow up. Yeah. And even this internal pivot low, because that's how the market it's moving. So there is a pretty big probability we go towards 43 to 45,000. Yeah. As long as we hold below the previous all-time high. And you can see we displaced it. So I think it has all the reasons to find resistance inside the monthly fair value gap and the weekly fair value gap and actually go lower. But I have to admit, I mean, we are close to a bottom. But I'm not trying to catch the Pico bottom. For me, a bottom only comes on the other side of the trend line. As I told you, some people ask me, well, what if you will miss the bottom? Well, I don't miss the bottom because I have multiple ways to skin a cat, as I'm always teaching you. So for example, when I say the first weekly fair value gap, you can see the retest of the fair value gap here. I'm bidding something like this. Also, I'm bidding the weekly W bottom. So I don't see any reason on why I should hurry up here. I don't have any weekly W formed on the other side of the trend line. All right, absolutely no reason. And also we can look at this trend line because it's also valid. We formed the lower low, so this pivot high, it's valid for such thing. Yeah, I think we spend enough time. So now let's go on daily and see how I will trade it. Yeah, it would have been nice to have a volume profile, but whatever. The simplest approach here when it comes to taking deviation setups, it's basically waiting for a tap, like let the price get here. Don't hurry up on taking an order, because what usually happens, we get a distribution Wyckoff in process. No, it's not time wise. I don't know when it will happen, so I really don't care. I think in quarter 4, just like a ball throwing, I think most likely it will happen in quarter 4 of 2026. So this is my main swing short area for a potential ABC correction here. And then we can actually continue the impulsive wave which we started here. So we are having a ABC correction inside this monthly fair value gap. The best shorts you can take usually are either the M tops like we had here, or a swing failure of a previous month high or a previous week high like we had on Ondo. This was a great short setup which we had here. And it was actually an AMD in confluence with the previous week high swing failure. So that would be a really nice setup that we can get. And what that means, it means that, let's say that we are breaking out here. We are closing so we are on 3rd of September. We create equal highs with the previous month high, and then we start tapping into the highs here. Yeah. 1 second, I have a courier call. Damn it, sorry. No, I'm here. Do you think that the C of the AB equals CD has formed already? I don't think so, because these equal highs are pointing out towards another swing failure, in my opinion. And we have a unretested monthly FEG. Yeah. Usually the price doesn't leave those inefficiencies undone. For example, yesterday I posted an article. In the subs article, I explained why the price will always seek to create efficiencies in the fair value gaps. And you can see here, we did the same. Here, we did the same. And I'm expecting now to do exactly the same thing. So pump towards, I don't know, 69 area or whatever, and then dump again. Damn it, I should quit drinking water with ice. Yeah, now let's go on a low time frame and see what we can get. 4 hours. On a daily time frame, is not looking that bad. I mean, we have a big Monday candle here. And usually when you have such a big volume daily candle, it's followed up by at least another one that is sweeping the high, like here, for example. We had exactly the same scenario, all right? So this is why I'm waiting for the sweep of this high a little bit more aggressive. And that's the short setup, which I will point out, which I'm going to frame right now. And I think I have it framed on this one. There you go. So the thesis is that we are forming lower lows and lower highs. Here, if we isolate the structure and we take a look closer, we have a bearish market structure shift. Yeah, also this one, it's a confirmed bearish market structure shift in here. And that means that we have a basic downtrend of a high, lower high, and lower low here. And basically what I'm doing is continuing the trend and expecting another lower high. Yeah. And the trade would be, if you ask me, a 5 minutes OCO stop limit order here at the Monday high, 5 minutes, 50 minutes time frame. I think the risk to reward can be really good if we get a 5-15 minutes deviation here. Yeah, but I'm just waiting. Nothing that I can do right now. That's the main setup which I'm looking forward on Bitcoin. If this one fails, then it means most likely we go here. We have lots of equal highs formed, and what market is doing usually, it's keeping them as a bait for longs in our case, meaning that all these equal lows are actually targeting the highs. And in the same manner, all the shorts are targeting the equal lows. So what do we have here? It's actually a compressing triangle, a compressing range, which will most likely end up with a volatile move in the upcoming period. Now, sorry. Now I have absolutely no idea which direction the compressing range will break out towards. But what I'm looking to, it's actually play level by level. So if we go back on 12 hours, if you remember what I'm mentioning all the time, it's a summertime period. I'm going to play the range game. So no, I'm not trading bull flags. I'm not trading those patterns. They are absolutely irrelevant to me. So I'm not trading them. So anything in this area, I'll be looking for shorts. Yeah. And anything here at the 0.25, where the heck, there you go. And the deep discount area in the long reload zone, I'll be looking for longs around here. It's that simple. The only potential long that would front run, it's the level which we have unfinished business here. I'm trading this one. I'm waiting for this level for, I think, for 2 months already, or 1 month. July, August, 1 month. Actually, we are getting close to 2 months. 60,800. I'm waiting for this level for such a long period of time. It is what it is. I mean, I can't do anything. I'm just playing what market gives me. Yeah. That's why I looked for shorts here, and I framed the short. Also, I looked for a short here, and now I'm looking to short again this area. Pretty basic stuff. Nothing too complicated. And in regarding to stop loss, take profit, and so on, I think if you don't see the setup, which I'm highlighting, I think one person should not take the setup, because a lot of people are asking for stop loss, take profit, and so on. That's not for public. That's not for Twitter. That's not for. That's not something that I'm doing. All right. Everyone has to frame their own setups and decide, take the decisions, because no one can actually click for you. Yeah. And you will see. And the people that are in this community, they actually see the fact that you become way more profitable once you understand the reasoning behind the setup, and you start creating a system and the philosophy for your life. Well, that's another story. Now, regarding to the potential trend line, we are indeed on the right side of the trend line for short setups, but that doesn't mean that I'm taking a short setup here, because it's summertime. I'm looking for liquidity, and this is what I will trade. Also, I know a lot of eyes are into this area where we have a balanced price range, a BPR on 4 hours, 2 hours, sorry. We have a 2 hours BPR here, inverse fair value gap, and the fair value gap. So there is quite a good confluence for TP1, at least from the shorts in that area. Now, if I'm looking at USDT dominance a little bit, you can see that I'm waiting for this 8.36 area for extra confluence on my short setups, and a bearish retest of this area. So basically, I'll take the shorts on Bitcoin around here. If I see a bounce, I add to my shorts, and here is the main take profit area on my shorts. Also, these setups which I framed on the previous days, as you can see, which I'm looking forward to trade. I did mention yesterday that I'm not taking the sweet spot equal high swing failure because it was premature and I wanted a Monday candle on the table. But this is a setup which I framed for some days already. I had it framed for 3 or... Let's go into Ethereum. But what happened, it's actually, it was more violent than I... Can everyone hear me? 1, 2, 1, 2. I don't know. Bear with me 1 second. Damn it. Or it's YouTube, because I see... 1 second. Let me check what's happening. Oh, there's a big frames drop. Okay. Yeah, the problem was with YouTube, because if I look in the OBS, everything is fine. I mean, the health it's at the max. I also saw YouTube has dropped it quite hard. Okay. I think it's back. So on Ethereum, I was expecting for the 3 drives here, but seems like we didn't have the 3 drives. We had 4 drives. And because Ethereum is harder to trade on a low time frame, and I'll focus on Bitcoin for low time frame trades, I think I'll stay with 4-hour time frame. Meaning that I'm going to play the shark setups, basic stuff, entry at the 78.6, and the stop loss at the pivot high. And how you can play the shark levels, you can actually fib pong, meaning you enter at the shark and TP at the next shark. That's about 3.7 risk to reward, which is not bad at all. Yeah. Now, in regarding to this one, we also have a naked POC area, unretested area around here at, I think at 47 or 49. Yeah, around here. There you go. So we have an unretested area, which most likely will get a tap at some point in time. Everything should be fine now. I don't know. I am talking. Can you guys hear me? 1, 2, 1, 2. I don't know what the heck is going on. Everyone can hear me? Yeah? Can you hear me? I don't know what's going on. Hopefully everything is fine. All right. So most people are saying that you can hear me. Also on my phone, it's showing that's all right. Yeah. No, I didn't change anything. YouTube dropped all of a sudden. YouTube dropped all of a sudden everything. I don't know what happened. So on Ethereum, I'll stay on the 4-hour time frame. I'm not willing to go on a lower time frame and hunt sniper entries or stuff like that. Main area which I'm looking for a long period of time already here. It's this area, 1,770, and I'm aiming to take something like this here. You already know I framed this setup for already 1 month, I think, and I'm waiting for this area. I think it will be a good confluence with Bitcoin tapping into 60,800 area. That's my plan. So as you can see, if you simplify everything, you can just work with the fibs, go with the 78.6, and that's all. It can be that simple sometimes. Yeah, it can be that simple. Man, I'd like to make another coffee, but let's finish off with Ethereum, Bitcoin, and maybe once we get into altcoins charts, and I'll take some requests from you guys. I'll give you 1-2 minutes for some altcoins chart requests until you post them, and I'll take the chart request. Doo-doo-dum. All right, so let's go on the altcoins that I'm looking forward to. Not yet. On Telegram, I don't have any Telegram. You were chatting with a scammer. I don't have Telegrams. I don't have anything. And I'm not chatting with people, actually. I have too much on my plate, so I'm not chatting with anyone. So be careful. Be careful. Those are scammers. I don't have the time to chat with anyone, honestly. Let's go on Ethereum, Bitcoin. I'm not doing any partnerships. I think you are making fun of me, honestly, because I'm not taking yet the request. 1 second, because it's well known the fact that I'm not taking partnerships with anyone. So maybe you're trying to make some fun here. I'm not doing partnerships with exchanges, with absolutely no one. Ethereum, Bitcoin, I was also mentioning about it yesterday. There is a probability we can form an MTOP and retest this double bottom that we formed here. Yeah, you can see it. That's what I'm looking for. I don't even want to mention them, Emmanuel. I don't even want to mention them. Ignorance, it's the best thing that they deserve. So Ethereum, Bitcoin, I'm expecting it to reject a little bit. Bitcoin dominance, absolutely nothing that is doing. I still want to see this fractal which we had in 2019, 2020. Okay, let's go on the setups, which I'm looking forward to. So the first one, it's XRP. I bought 2% on my spot, and I'm looking for a 15% pump. If it will happen, I have no idea. Yeah, the setup looks like this. And it's about a 3-to-1 risk to reward. There you go. This is what I'm looking for on XRP. I don't know if it will happen. I have absolutely no idea. It's a setup. So we framed Ethereum, we framed Bitcoin, Ethereum Fi. Ethereum Fi, I'm looking for example, here for the Monday low to be taken as support and have another pump here into the highs. There's a lot of unfinished business inside this week here. There's a lot of trapped positions, which I think they will create a real nice reversal. And especially after we have such an impulsive V-shape bottom, as you saw here, V-shape pump, swing failure deviation. I'm expecting exactly the same stuff. V-shape pump, swing failure here, whichever one of these two, I'll go with a limit order. If the first one takes a stop loss, that's a 10R and a 10R. If the first one takes a stop loss, I take the next one. So those are two nice limit orders over there. hyper liquid. As you see, already we are rejecting this key resistance, which I was looking forward to, but it didn't swap the high. That's annoying. I'm not looking to short or anything else yet. Maybe here at the 64 area, I'm looking for a short setup, but not yet. XPL, I'm sitting in this long forever. It's already annoying. Yeah, the invalidation is here at the lows. I'm looking for a 4R trade. I really don't like it for the moment. It's looking like crap. It's slow. And it looks like it's starting to behave like Aster, which I don't like. So I don't like this one. Ondo, I did post the setup yesterday, and I did took a long here. I have a fill at the blue line, which is what, 30, 32? Yeah, invalidation clear at the lows. But let's see if it holds. Let's see if it holds. I went with 0.5 because I don't trust too much the altcoins, honestly. We will take chart request, but not yet, please. Chart request will be taken on the Twitter. Please go on Twitter in the comments. So if you post them in the chat, I will just miss them. 1 second to post the link. If you go and post them in the Twitter chat, on the YouTube chat, I'll just miss them because, yeah, the chat goes on, and I will basically miss them. There you go. Go on the link, post your chart request in the comment, please, and I'll take it from there. All right? So if you have any chart requests, go and post it in the X comments. So I'm not going to miss it. ZEC, I'm still looking to short this one. Same stuff here. Potential swing failure of this pivot high in the golden pocket. That's the main area which I'm looking for. 1 second. Until you post the chart request, I'm going to make a coffee. Okay. Okay, let's get it. Coffee is here. So ZEC, I'm looking to short again. Ondo, I posted a long. Aave, I'm not going to do anything else. beside what we already have. And Dogecoin, I'm waiting for the swing failure of the pivot low here. And that would be it, honestly. I think I want to highlight a little bit and clear the, like, I don't know, misunderstanding on why I said I don't expect altcoins to do anything until next year. You can see the trend line is pointing out to somewhere to March 2027 in this area, and I don't expect altcoins to do anything else until then. Yeah. That being said, let's get a chart request. I'm going on Twitter. I'm going to check if we have any chart requests. All right. So let's take a look at SUI. I only have about 2 chart requests. So I repeat, go on Twitter, put your chart request there. Oh my God, no, thank you. I think I already, 1 second. Yeah, there you go. So I already have it framed. I'm expecting SUI to go way lower here at 57.57. After you have a 4-hour candle like this, don't try to long it, because we are already forming a 4-hour fair value gap. What's the rule of a high time frame fair value gap? It means that after potentially we sweep the low here, we'll go retest 0.5 of the fair value gap and continue lower. So basically a fair value gap shows you where the most money are, right? Okay, so I'm not going to touch SUI. Pump fund, I think. No, I'm not going to chase this one. We are already coming into a resistance point here. Yeah, so I'm not going to. Actually, I would look for shorts around here. Maybe a high volatility week inside this area and then dump again. So no, thank you. Just me? Well. That's a dead coin in my opinion. You can see it's going lower and lower. We are already, we invalidated already this first level, which was quite an initial support. You can see also in the 10 by 10 event, and now it's just going for the next one at 0.0027. So I'm expecting a big dump here. Continue dumping lower. I don't have too many chart requests. So exactly, Peter, exactly. So not too many people understand the concept of never counter trading a high time frame fair value gap. It's not something that I say out of stupidity or maybe I'm retarded, but never counter trade the high time frame fair value gap. Tao is looking bad. One second. I think we have on Mexi, we have more history. There you go. So basically, we have a weekly M top here formed. If anything, if it pumps, most likely will reject. I'm expecting all this liquidity here at the lows to be consolidated and taken out. And maybe then we can start outperforming. And maybe a retest of this W here at $90 or 160 in that area. This is what I'm expecting from Tao. So I'm expecting Tao to go belly up a little bit more. Something like this. So even if we pump, most likely we reject that one, go belly up around here, form a local bottom, and then starts outperforming. but only if it actually delivers something, because altcoin, I think they had a phase, and I'm not sure if we will see more than 1% of the altcoins outperform again. I think less. So all the altcoins which you had in the previous cycle, I think they are 95% of them, they are done. Let me check again the comments if we have any other charge request. XLM. So if I pointed out the fact that most likely XRP, if it's not holding the area, will go back to the impulsive low. Yeah, the low which created the impulsive move. Yeah, I think the XLM will do the same thing, but there is a big but here. It depends a lot on how it solves this area at the range lows. So I'm expecting it to dump towards 0.15, 14, 15, and that's the area where most likely I'll look for some structure on the other side of the trend line. In my opinion, stupid opinion, most of the altcoins, if they pump, I want to short them. Link, no, I'm not yet short. I said that I want an AMD here at the highs. I mentioned it multiple times. I want a manipulation of the highs inside that, 1 second, 12 hours, I think. There you go. Maybe retesting this week here, so something like this. And I'm shorting the deviation. This is what I'm looking forward to. And I'll be shorting that deviation. Main take profit is the untapped liquidity here at the lows. I'm still waiting. I'm not shorting here. It's an irrelevant level. But 9.9, yeah, that's a very good level. Even 10, I think there is a good probability for the price to get into that psychological level. Well, I don't have too many charge requests. So Doge, and actually you're a subscriber. Well, you already know my plan about Doge. It's not all right to ask the same question over and over and over and over again. Doge, waiting for the swing failure of the low here. And then maybe I'm going to take a long. Until then, no, I'm not going to touch it. I think it will go lower. Pengu. Pengu. I also closed Pengu in a slight loss. Pengu, USDTP. I closed Pengu in a slight loss. Come on, where's the chart where I framed it? There we go. And you can see was the right decision. I closed Pengu here. I posted Friday, Saturday, I posted to close the trade. I don't like it. Indeed, we have kind of accumulation Wyckoff going on here, but I'm not a big fan of taking equal low longs. I really wanted to see if it has enough strength, and it was really good setup here. That double bottom. There we go. Double bottom breakout, and seems like it's just too weak to deliver. Market, it's way too weak, guys. If we look at USDC dominance, for example, I was highlighting previously the fact that you can see we are right at support. So there there is a big probability that a big imminent move is coming. And if we take into confluence what I see on Bitcoin, USDT and USDC, and S&P 500, which is making new all-time highs, okay, the path to least resistance is higher because making higher highs, but there is quite a good probability that S&P will make a 5% retracement, and that will pull all the market down. All right. And if we look at USDC dominance, then there is quite a big probability that we will have a big move soon. Yeah. And that would be to the downside. But what I don't like the fact that I don't have my sweep of the highs here, of the equal highs. That's why I will play level by level. A lot of people are saying, oh my God, he has so many setups. He's playing so many levels. I don't understand. I have absolutely no idea what he's playing. Well, because you don't have the capacity to understand the probabilities and how a trader is actually framing the setups. It's not based on a prediction of price will do that. It's based on the reaction that you have. I will do the following thing once the market gets to my area in that specific time. All right. For example, yesterday I said I'm not taking the shorts, because we had a very violent move at the wrong time. I would have liked to see the violent move happening today, maybe at the New York session, manipulating the highs and then dumping. So I don't know, but taking something like this, because some people say, well, why don't you use a wider stop loss? What the fuck is this? This has absolutely no sense, has absolutely no logic. I'm open to lose minus 1% or minus 0.5% here in order to make about 2% here. Depending on the triggers, depending on the locations, and depending on how market is looking. Stop, I don't know, following people that have very vague ways of putting the things. Everything is so mystic. Everything is so, well, you cannot understand it because you're not prepared or stuff like that. No, levels are there. For example, I'll short the 78.6 with a limit order. If that gets invalidated and they sweep the equal highs, then I'll short the next 78.6 because it's a valid setup. My target will be here at the first pivot low, intermediate pivot low, and then next target would be here. It's not that difficult. And yeah, indeed, if you look well, he has 3 setups on Ethereum. He has 1, 2, 3, 4 setups, actually 5, because I'm looking too long here and I'm looking too long here. So it has 5 setups only on Bitcoin. And then if you take all in consideration, we'll have more than 20 setups. Yeah, and you divide the risk accordingly. All right. It's not up to me or you which setup will provide with a winning result. All right. Please take a look at the TRX. I don't know. You guys understand what the heck I'm saying, or I'm speaking by myself? TRX. Oh, here I was long, but seems like I was too early. They had a swing failure. We look for liquidity. That was a great long opportunity here back in March. Well, what I can say, the price will seek to create efficiency in the fair value gap. So we'll most likely grind. We'll most likely start grinding towards towards 61.8. This area, it's a big resistance area. Well, exactly, it comes with time, but the issue that most people have, they are judging and they have that expert, and especially when you're young. I was in my 20s too, and I was young and reckless. And you are really eager to do anything. Like, you are eager to judge, you are eager to put stamps, you are eager to get the millions now and so on. But truth is that without a plan, without patience, without clear thinking and a process, it won't get you anywhere. And you will make yourself a lot of harm, and a lot of, I don't know, enemies, or you'll have a hard time. Yeah, so I'm expecting this one to slow grind to the upside and then maybe short again here for a potential sort of AB equals CD. Retest of this W. And this is one of the reasons, Richard, this is one of the reasons why people are looking into those so-called gurus, which are actually throwing you, I don't know, bits of information from time to time, but you are too stupid to understand. That's how they are calling it. Guys, a system has to be simple. Einstein said it, Big Painter said it. If you cannot explain to a kid what you are doing and how are you looking towards your system, it means you don't understand it, you don't own it, and you don't know what you're doing. Aevo. See, we have a chat request. I think it will be the last request. Not bad. Not great, not terrible. It swept the 10 by 10 week. It's consolidating forever here. Weeks to the upside, so don't try to short this shitcoin because you can get an ugly fill. Man, it looks like crap. I don't want to touch it, honestly. I mean, the same weeks which we see to the upside, they can happen anytime to the downside. Take all the liquidity and then reclaim, something like this. So I would rather look for a sweep of all this liquidity like we had in Link in 2023. I had a great setup on Link back here in 2023. It's exactly what I'm looking forward on most of my setups, like this kind of manipulation. No, I'm not taking anything yet. By the way, guys, today at New York trading session, you will be there with me. Yeah, so in 4 hours, 5 hours from now, I'll be live again on YouTube. And we can actually take some setups. Hopefully, I'm expecting a manipulation of the highs. I'm looking for a Tuesday, the high of the week. So that pattern where Tuesday puts the high of the week. And yeah, most of the take profits will come into Thursday, basically. And by the way, I have lots of questions regarding the subs articles, how you started. Well, back 1 to 3 months ago, I only had like 10 articles, 15 articles. It was really easy to read them. What are they? Actually, they are market analysis on a weekly basis, high time frame and then low time frame, looking for some setups and levels. And then I'm getting into psychology. Everything that I learned throughout the time, all the concepts that I'm using. And if you ask me, well, where should I start? With which article? Well, it's absolutely logical. You should start with article number 1 and get a pen and paper and learn. Level by level, slowly, and protect your capital. That being said, hear you in about 4 hours from now, where we get live at the New York trading session once again. Thank you very much, guys, for tuning in. It was a really nice session, and I'm waiting for you to join in the Discord also. Happy Tuesday. Bye-bye.